What's up guys, Lauren here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to solve a 3x3, or as 90% of the world knows it, the Rubik's Cube. Now, one thing that I must go over before we start the tutorial is basic notation. And notation is the way we recognize algorithms on a cube. So, let me just show you something. So, there are 6 types of moves on a Rubik's Cube. There's U, D, F, B, R, L. Now, when I tell you a letter, that means turn that letter clockwise. So, if I say F, that means turn the F side clockwise. If I say a prime after the letter, that means turn the side counterclockwise. So this would be an F prime. And then 2 would be turn the side twice. So this would be an L2. Okay, and now we can get started. First step, we need to solve the cross. Now, when I say solve a cross, I don't just mean do this. And this may look like a cross, but it's not, and here's why. To solve the cross, you have to make sure that all the edges match up with every center that they touch. So like, it matches up with white, but doesn't match up with red, doesn't match up. This one does match up. So this is an example of like what we need to get. Each of these edges must match up. And an easy way to do this is to actually bring the corners down so they're on the bottom layer. Match them up with the correct center, so this would be orange in this case. And then bring it up to the white side. As you can see, green's matched up and now orange is matched up. Now let's match up blue, because that's the next one we need to match up. At least in my case. It may be different from you, but you generally get the idea. You just match pieces up on the bottom. That's not white on one side. Or like match up a blue and white piece. I mean just any color you need. And just keep doing this until you have the cross. And so I'm almost done. And boom, this is the cross. As you can see, this matches up, this matches up, this matches up, this matches up, and so on. Now, we're going to move on, putting corners in. So this is an example of a corner being in. As you can see, it matches with the white, matches with the orange, matches with the blue. That's an example of how we need to get these in. And so to get all the corners in, we're going to perform our first algorithm. And that algorithm is, this is very easy, so don't worry about it. It's R prime, D prime, R, D. And that put that corner in place. Now we move another corner into its spot. This one's white, red, and green. So we need to put it between white, red, and green. And just keep doing that. So R prime, D prime, R, D. And then the last corner right here, it is blue, white, and red. So again, just R prime, D prime, R, D. And you see we have the first layer solved. Now we're going to move on to the second layer. Now there's one of two cases that you might get. A case where you have some pieces on the top layer that don't have yellow on them, and you have to make sure that you find one of those. And then you match the color up with its center. And then you determine which way it needs to go. Does it need to go to the left or the right? And in this case, it needs to go to the right because it's red and blue, red and blue. And to this, we do a simple algorithm. It's just U prime, L prime, U, L. And as you can see, that created a little pair right here. And now we do U, F, U prime, F prime, and that put that piece in. And we just keep going around. Again, this one needs to go to the left, so we do U prime, L prime, U, L. U, F, U prime, F prime, and that put that piece in. Now let's say it needs to go to the right, like this one does. It needs to go to the right in here. You do U, R, U prime, R prime. Then we created the pair. Then we do U prime, F prime, U, F, and that put that in place. And now we completely solved the first layer. Now, moving on to this case, we're going to be solving the cross. Now, you will have one of 4 cases. One, you will have this case where it's like a backwards L, and it needs to be facing like this. One where it's just like a dot, no edge pieces matching. A line, a vertical line, or the cross itself. And to get the cross, we will do a simple algorithm. It's just F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. As you can see, we got a vertical line case. And so, that's the only algorithm for this, putting the cross in. And then when we get the line case, we have to make sure that we have one in the front and one in the back that is not solved. And so we do that simple algorithm again. It's F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And so we have the cross. Now we're going to move on to solving the top face. So like making this entire face yellow. And a way we can do that is we can do a simple algorithm that will twist 3 corners. Twist this one clockwise, this one clockwise, and this one clockwise. And this corner will remain solid. And this is not just like for the cube itself, it's like for perspective. So, which corner should we turn? So if we turn this, if this one turns clockwise, it'll be solved. This one won't be solved, and this one won't be solved. And that's our target. We just need one of them to be solved. So we do this algorithm. R prime, U2, R, U, R prime, U, R. As you can see, that just twisted that corner. And now we match it up with its colors, like here's blue and orange. And then we put that down here where it's the one corner that won't be twisted. So we do the algorithm again. R prime, U2, R, U, R prime, U, R. You might have to do it a second time, but in my case, it got completely solved. And now we move on to permuting the last layer. And this will require only 2 algorithms. So this is 2-look PLL is what the speed cubes would call it. And we look around the cube for headlights. If you don't have headlights, just do this algorithm anywhere. But if you do have headlights, you face them, you put them so that the 2 colors match up with the color, like green, green, green headlights, green side. And then you face those to the back. And then you do this algorithm. R prime, F, R prime, back to R, F prime, R prime, back to R2. Now, as you can see, this did a thing where it just solved the corners. But we don't have that, so let's put you to a case that you might have. So you might have something that looks like this, where you have 3 pieces that are not solved. Now, if you have 4 that are not solved, then you just do this algorithm. You do the algorithm that we did to get the headlights and to match up the cube earlier. So you do that, but in this case, we have 3 edges that need to be solved. And so to do this algorithm, to solve it, we need to do this algorithm. And you got to make sure that you determine which way these edges need to go on, clockwise or counterclockwise. And the easiest way to do that is to do an F2 move, and then look for an edge that matches up with the center that's in front of you, in this case green. So we do a U move to match it up, and then we do an L, R, F2, R, prime, R, L prime, U, F2. Now, it will determine whether it needs to go clockwise or counterclockwise. If it needs to go clockwise, you do a U move. If it needs to go counterclockwise, you do a U prime move instead. And that's all. That's all you need to know to solve Rubik's Cube. So if this tutorial helped you, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.